Hi guys, welcome back to the homestead. This is Living by Faith Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Tracy. That's my little baby boy Chigger. Hopefully he'll calm down in a few minutes. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. We'll see. So it is cold. We woke up to 28 degrees this morning, which I know is not as cold as some of the countries experiencing, but for us that's kind of cold. So I thought it'd be a good day to make some chicken noodle soup. I'll be right back. I apologize for that. As I was saying, woke up to some cold temperatures this morning, so I thought it might be a good day for some chicken noodle soup. I've got a little bit of cough that seems to be trying to hang on. I don't think it's cold. I think it's more drainage from the weather going warm, cold, warm, cold. And now we're back to warm. To cold. So this is a recipe I got from my cousin Carolyn, and I've tried different recipes through the years and didn't like them, and I really love hers. So basically what it is I put a quart of my home canned chicken bone broth in here, about half of a small onion chopped up, fresh onion. I didn't have any dehydrated, 2 cloves of garlic minced, a quarter cup of dehydrated carrots, and a quarter cup of dehydrated celery. I've got that on the stove set on medium. I need to let it not really boil, but really get hot and stay like that for about 20 minutes. Over here in the microwave, I have some of my home canned chicken drumsticks. Let me see if I can tilt you down and show them to you. Right there. I put them into a bowl. I took them out of the jar, put them into a bowl, and put them into the microwave so that they would be easier to get off the bone, which I do want to save and use for bone broth later. And also because it would melt the broth that it made when I canned it, and I can add that into my soup and it won't go to waste. I tell you, this chicken is delicious and it's so easy to work with, and it's so convenient to have it on the shelf when I want it. I don't have to worry about if the freezer goes down or the electric goes off. It will not ruin my chicken drumsticks. Now that's not to say that I don't have stuff in the freezer, but as far as this, it's just take it out of the jar, heat it up, and you're good to go. It's great in rice. It's great in soup, which is what I'm going to do. I fix it for me and Chiggy with mashed potatoes, just as if you were to fix it in the oven. It's delicious. The thing I do advise is that when you do go to use the broth, make sure you strain it, because there will be little pieces of bone. No matter how hard you try, there's always little pieces of bone. So let me go ahead and strain that real quick. Get that added into there. And as I was saying, see, I don't know if you can see that or not, there is stuff in there that you will need to get rid of. But that's no big deal straining it. I don't think so anyways. Not for how good it's going to taste. So let me give that a stir. I stir it quite often throughout this cooking process, this 20-minute process. Basically all this is to warm up your broth, to soften your onions, to rehydrate your celery and your carrots, and to bring it all together. And then once that gets to that point, I've still got about 15 minutes on that, and then while I'm waiting for that to get done, I'm going to take my chicken off the bone. Okay, so that's been cooking for about 25 minutes. And it's been not really boiling, but it's been cooking pretty well. So I'm going to turn my heat down to about 3.5. This is how much chicken I got out of that. It was 4 drumsticks, pretty decent sized drumsticks in that. I canned them in quart jars, And I did find out, the good news is I got that much chicken. The bad news is I can't use the bones again because they were brittle, which means they've pretty much had everything cooked out and that could be cooked out. But that's fine. It's all good. And this is way too much for this soup. So I'm going to put some in the soup. Some will be chiggies for lunch, and then I'll put the rest back and make something for dinner for us. So I'm going to put, this is just more or less preference, this part here. Let me see how much that. I put about 2 heaping tablespoons in there. And that should be enough. Then I'm going to pull some out for Chigger. Some for his lunch. I've been doing dishes, so hang in there with me. And again, it's just personal. Just I eyeball it for him. I don't give him a whole lot at lunch. I'll give him about that much. Which leaves us with about half the bowl, which I will put up and use it for dinner. Probably not today. I don't think I have anything chicken on the meal plan this week. So I may have to freeze it and plan on using it sometime next week, but we'll see. We'll go with the flow. So I've got my chicken in there. And now I'm going to add my noodles. I just use, I think they're called medium flat noodles, egg noodles. And this is a personal preference too, but I can tell you don't add too many, because if you have any left over of the soup the next day, the noodles will have taken up all the soupy part and it won't be soupy no more. And you can't add water to it. I tried that. Believe me. So I'm going to put about, I don't like a whole lot of noodles in mine. Maybe a cup and a half. And then that's it. Now, the joy of this soup is that it's a complete pantry full. My onions I had in my pantry. Even though they were fresh, they were in my pantry. My celery was dehydrated. My carrots was dehydrated and in my pantry. My chicken legs were canned in, let me see, when were they canned? Where's the jar? I canned those in August during the collaboration that Jessica over Three Rivers Homestead had for stocking your pantry for the winter months. So those were canned then. I got them on a good price, so I went ahead and canned them. First time I'd ever canned them, and so glad I took the plunge to try and can them. The garlic, I grew in my garden, and I had the noodles in my pantry, and the broth I made myself. It was my home canned chicken bone broth. That's hard to say. And so it's a complete pantry pull, which with prices getting the way they are, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to go to your pantry, pull out what you need, and not have to worry about, well, do I have this X amount of money to buy this X amount of an ingredient? So I'm going to turn that down to a simmer. I'm going to put my lid on it. I'm going to check it every now and then. And as soon as my noodles are plumped up, it'll be ready. I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like then. Okay, I let that cook about another 15 minutes. Doesn't take long at all with these noodles. And that's what it looks like. Absolutely delicious. So, and this is Chiggy's lunch. I'm going to warm that up a little bit for him. And I'm going to get some put into a bowl. Some of my soup put into a bowl. And add some salt and pepper. And chow down on it with some crackers. This is hard to do one-handed. It really, really is. And to judge it looking through this viewfinder. And that's lunch. Yummy.